Hello you lot, Miller Corner here, welcome back to a special episode of Super Seicento, and this one is going to be a little bit different, mostly because I've forgotten to put my window up and there's probably wind noise coming in. This is going to be a little bit more raw, a little bit more basic. We're not going to do much music, there's going to be no voiceover unless it's absolutely necessary. This is going to be a Disrespected Evo style episode of Super Seicento. There's going to be a lot of bits going on. I don't really know what to call this episode yet, so if worst comes to worst, this is going to be Disrespected Seicento. We're going to start looking at things to do when the car gets its bodywork done, when it gets paint, and there is big news on that front as well. I'm on my way over to the workshop now. I need to pick up some supplies. I need to go and get the armrests off the car because at the moment they're still that hideous grey. They don't match with the door cards, they don't match anything else in my now almost completely black interior, so they need sorting out. So first things first, let's get to the workshop, grab the armrests, grab some supplies, and crack on with respecting the Disrespected Seicento. Ah, yeah. Right, first part of the job is armresto, which is what they call them in Spain probably, is coming off. Not the first time these armrests have come off, and probably not the last either, knowing this car, because as far as I can tell, most things on this car come off at least once, if not twice. Right, are we anywhere close to off now? Aha! We're not close to off yet. Are we anywhere close to off now? I'm feeling a yes. I'm not feeling a yes. Something's not right here. Aha. One armrest you will note in hideous grey. Everyone's least favourite interior colour. Thankfully, not staying that colour for long. It's always the way. You undo the bolt with a couple of good cracks of your ratchet or whatever, and then you have to undo the rest of it by hand because it's too loose to use any leverage on the ratchet whatsoever. Yeah, see, that's the end of when the ratchet is useful. At this point, I'm just more beneficial to use my hands. Now, it might seem counterproductive to be doing little interior bits when there is the elephant in the room of the whole bodywork needing doing. At this point in time, we can't rush it. They don't have the space here yet because there is other stuff being done bodywork-wise. There's stuff in the paint shop, there's stuff having bodywork done. So we can't just jump in and go, hey, do my thing, when there's, you know, people with probably like actual important things like work vehicles and stuff, probably a bit more crucial than an idiot's small yellow Fiat getting a paint job. I believe that's an armrest. Well, it is an armrest, but I believe it's an armrest off. Now we need to go and get some bits to make them a bit less hideous. Join me in the shops. Oh yeah. Okay, so got my mad BMW Black Sapphire for doing more black interior bits because frankly I love that paint on the centre console, it looks gorgeous. And speaking of paint, I'm going to do something very big at this point, and that is one of the most asked questions I've been getting about the Super Seicento is what colour are you painting it? When is it getting resprayed? What colour is it going? What colour change are you going for? Are you going for a different yellow? Are you going for a mad purple, a nice green, red, black? What are you doing with it? And I'm going to answer that right now. The colour that I'm going for on the Super Seicento is broom yellow. That is right, the factory broom yellow colour is the colour my car is going to be getting painted in. We're going to get all the bodywork tidied up and it's then going to get a fresh respray but in its original factory broom yellow colour. There's 3 stages to painting those armrests. There's the primer, the paint itself and the lacquer. For each one of those, rather than show you the whole painting process, yet again me painting stuff, you're going to get over each stage of that painting process one reason why the Super Seicento is, I suppose, staying broom yellow. I spared you the prep because as much as you have seen me paint stuff before, at least watching the paint going on instead of the prep is actually interesting to watch. The first reason that I've chosen to stick with the broom yellow as opposed to going for a new colour is complexity. With a lot of cars, if you change the colour on the interior, you've got panel work. So you've got full door cards, you've got covered stuff in the back, you've got plenty of stuff to hide the fact that you've changed your colour, so you don't really need to change colour on your interior itself. Now with the Seicento, I've got an awful lot of exposed metal work, and obviously it's all exposed metal work that's body coloured. I don't have full door cards, I don't have metal in the back covered up. I've got a lot of exposed metalwork in there, so if I was going to change colour, that would be an awful lot of extra complications to change the colour of that interior, and I would want to change it throughout because then it doesn't look crap. And to change that interior, you think we'd have to pull the whole interior out, we'd have to pull all the seats out, the carpet, probably the glass, we'd then have to mask all the interior out. It would be an enormous amount of complication to change the colour of the car completely. The next reason why I'm going to be going with the Brum Yellow as opposed to some sort of metallic-y, pearly type colour with a load of fleck in it is the ugly one. It's the one that we don't want to talk about, but frankly with all project cars pretty much you do have to talk about it at some point, and that's cost. I went to a load of different body shops when I was trying to get quotes to have the respray done, and if I was looking to have it done with some sort of pearl colour or some sort of metallic fleck, it was going to cost me between £700 and £1,200 more to have the respray done with some sort of fleck in it. And that, for as nice as it would look, is redonkulous. That's an enormous amount of money to spend extra. That's not £1,200 total, that's £1,200 extra to have the fleck on it, which is frankly absurd. And don't get me wrong, it would look cool, and I did think about it, but I still need this car to be usable. I don't want to be scared of taking it anywhere because of my £2.5 or £3 paint job. It is a new day, and if I hadn't told you that, I might have got away without telling you that. Third, and perhaps the most important reason, and that is the spirit of the car, I suppose, because the thing is, the Super Seicento is yellow. It's the spirit of that car. I didn't want a car that was grey or black or even a dark red. I wanted something different. I like standing out from the crowd. I like having a yellow car. I think it's fun. I think it's different. They made this cheeky little car with its character, with its real spirit, with this sense of fun, and they thought, well, we could paint it grey and we could do a silver one, and they did, but they also offered a factory yellow to represent that car's personality, and I didn't want to lose that, partly by changing the colour full stop, but also even by changing to a different yellow, even by changing to a yellow from a different company like a Renault yellow. I didn't want to lose that original spirit of the car, because I figure once you lose that, it's gone. If you do your Seicento in a different colour and it looks gorgeous, good on you. And ultimately that's the thing with modified cars. Do what you want, do what you like, create your dream car. That's what it's all about. The most important thing about that car, above the way it looks, the way it drives, the way it handles, any of that stuff, is its character, its personality. And it just has so much character, partly for being that bright yellow, which is a genuinely nice colour for a factory yellow, when a lot of yellow cars, from the 90s in particular, really not nice yellows at all. They're really like dandelion light yellows that look awful. It's the spirit of the car, it's the car's character, its originality, and I like it. And for those reasons, Brum Yellow is staying. Anyway, these now need to dry, so join me tomorrow when these have dried and we can then put them on the car. And here they are. Check that out. I can't actually see my screen because it's flipped round. Yeah, these little specks you can see are just dust that's in the air, unfortunately. It's not in the paint, but it's just landed on them, so sorry about that. Stunning. Transformed from that ugly, ugly grey to now that gorgeous, sparkling BMW Black Sapphire. They look gorgeous. Now we're going to put them in the car. Join me there. Right, we're in the car. The door... Oh. The armrest is still on the roof. Bear with. We're all well prepared on this channel. The good news is I already admitted to being the internet's fiat idiot, so you don't have to tell me in the comments. I've got the armrest here, we're in the car, I've got all the tools, now let's get them on. Cool. Doing. And that clips in, and we're already most of the way there. As we said before, there really is... Oh. That wasn't actually doing anything. We've all been there. Having an actual black armrest to go with the black door card is the nuts. I've been waiting for it to look that good. Aw, dude. Okay, we anywhere close? That's starting to make creaking noises, which would imply it's in. Here we go. Got old Usain here. He's going in. This is a job for people with 3 hands, because you've got to fight the armrest to keep it on, thread the bolt in a bloody door, keep the pull handle out of the way, and not let the door swing open and hit the Saab, which a number of you commented on. We like Saabs on this channel because we like unusual cars that other people don't like. Exhibit A, Seicento. How good is that? Actual armrest that's the right colour for the interior. Oh, that is a classy, classy touch. I forgot a bit. Hang on, bear with me. Rubber bung's going on, but I'm going to spare you having to watch that because you're not going to see it anyway. But join me on the other side. Here's one I didn't do earlier. Slide that door pole over it, and once it does that, you're actually largely in already. You brought tea?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right.
What a stone cold legend. Yeah, tea. Mmm. Oh, sweet, sweet tea. And yes, this did just turn into Project Binky, didn't it? Hi, Binky. And that is on, ladies and gentlemen. After weeks, months of having these looking far better than the armrest attached to them, they're now up to date. They look gorgeous. Yes.
Oh, Christ, you better do the lottery tonight, mate.
So this is the part where I tell you what just happened. The gear knob's knackered and the gaiter is pretty crap. I have bought new ones of both. Ones that look considerably better than this shagged out old thing, and the gear knob, which you just saw fly off in a spectacular fashion. First step was to get the old one off, and we hammered it off. And these are the bits that normally I do in voiceover, but this is Disrespected Seicento, so we're not doing that in voiceover this time. But for now, we're going to lube up my shaft, because you should always lube up your shaft to make sure it slides in good, and then we can get on with getting a new knob on and replacing this thing.
Right, work that up and down.
Just to work the grease through it, yeah?
Yeah. See, when you go in reverse, you see this down here, look?
Yeah.
All that does, look, that bolts onto there, so all that does is lift that up, look.
Oh, okay. So it can go over to notch onto it. Oh, that's what it's for then?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So what we've got to do is fit that so that you've got enough
to clear that. Right then, so the shaft is now greased, and it's time to get the gaiter sorted. Now, this is the factory Seicento gaiter. It's 15 years old, it's fading very quickly, it's screwed up, it's just hideous, frankly. Not a fan. But on the plus side, it does fit. It's got this weird like clippy base thing. This clips into the centre console that normally goes down here. So the plan is to replace it with this mad yellow one, which I got, because yellow means fast, as we know. I wasn't stupid enough to just order a universal one and hope it would fit, because as we know, that very rarely, if ever, actually works. And what we're going to do is pull this off. Now, you might know on the bottom it's held in to this base by these little plastic clippy things, and it is slightly elasticated, but the one I've bought, because it's for a Seicento, has cuts in it. I don't know how well you can see that. Hello. So with any luck, this shouldn't be the hardest thing in the world to do. Hey, there we go, straight off. So there's our base, there's our crappy old gaiter, and that can be used as a dog chew toy by the look of it. Now we can put our mad new one on. I think getting it within it is going to be the easiest way to start this, isn't it? Okay, I may have spoken too soon. Ow, I'm not feeling that. Just because it says it's made for your car does not mean it's going to fit it. Let's try and make the part that will fit. This, in theory, will go in there, comme ça. Just before I turn the camera on, I turned to my dad and I said, you know what? The gaiter doesn't look like it's going to be too difficult. Join me after much swearing when this is on. I'm not going to put you through that. Just because I'm doing this doesn't mean you should have to. So we're going to have a fresh gear gaiter to go in here. We've obviously got our repainted centre console and our mad new gear knob. And this one, you need to be careful. You need to get one for a lift up reverse, because in the Seicento, as we just said, you lift that over to go into reverse gear. So make sure you get a new knob designed for one with a lift up reverse. It's not threaded, goes over, puts a pin in it. You'll see how to put it in a minute. Cigarette lighter is plugged in, I believe. That is now plugged in, lovely. And that means our centre console can go back in. Oh, it's so ridiculously cramped. It's almost like these Subaru seats aren't meant to go in a Fiat. Oh yes, I think we are talking now. If there's any screw fans in the audience, take my word for the fact this screw is going in. I apologise, you genuinely can't see much of this, but don't worry, nor can I. And I'm doing the blooming thing up. These little bits of me fidgeting with the screw and trying to make it fit, you wouldn't actually see this, but this is Disrespected Seicento, so you're going to see this bit. Ashtray then goes in there. Yeah, hey! Centre console now fits. How much better does that look than the factory grey, boring, awful pile of misery that you get as standard? We should be able to go over our gear stick. That is now on, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a new gear gaiter on, and that looks absolutely fantastic. All that's left is the new knob, and job will be a good. So the spring goes in the knob.
Can really tighten it down.
Yay much. Because it needs to go into reverse.
Yeah, there's a little grab screw in there.
Yeah, and that locks the spring in place.
And that should lock the spring against the top of the gear.
Ah, okay. And then just this little sticky thing.
2,
3, 4, 5, and then lift up and back.
Yeah,
reverse.
that's nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, tighten that up.
Smashing. That took seconds. And yes, I know it's a red stitch gear knob when the gator is yellow. It's called contrast. Deal with it. Test run with the new gear knob and it feels awesome. It's just a little bit bigger and much grippier than the factory one. Ah, mad new knob. And now, the pièce de résistance, the gear indicator thing. As they said in High School Musical, it's now or never. High School Musical 3, if you're wondering. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. More mods done to the interior, including the mad new knob, which lift up reverse works as well. Oh, it's amazing, it's so big, it works so well. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. For now though, and I truly mean it this time, the interior is going off to one side, because the next time you see the Super Seicento, it's getting its respray. That's right, we're gonna sort all the bodywork out, all the dinks and dents are going, every little imperfection in the bodywork is getting removed, getting ready for the respray. I can't wait for this car to finally look absolutely epic on the exterior with perfect mint clean and resprayed bodywork. It might be staying the same colour, but there are a couple of little things I've got in mind to help it stand out from the crowd and once again properly make it a Super Seicento. Thanks for watching everybody, get subscribed so you don't miss any future instalments of this epic little car, and I'll catch you very soon. Thanks for watching again, and have a good one.